All right, my friends, today it's all about Error Busters Season 2, and we're going to break it all down for you in today's episode and guide. Thank you for tuning in. As always, if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. On top of that, if you have a question, if you got a comment, let us know because we'd love to hear from you as always, and would love to see you in our amazing community and Discord server where people are posting their scores as always. All right, so let's get into it here. Down below in today's episode and description, you can find today's timestamps. We'll briefly go over sort of the transition between season 1 and into 2. We'll cover some of those pieces. If you're a new returning player, those kinds of things, veteran, all that fun stuff. We'll break down some of the cookies this season. We'll give you some strategies and we'll go for a run, my friends. That is what is all there for you in today's Error Busters Season 2 guide. Let's get into it here today. As the #1 free-to-play players, we like to say, and this is one of my favorite events because we've been in the top 1% every time that we've done it, and I love it. All right, so this is why this guide is important as always. So season 2 is a little bit different. So a couple things here. We did get some new cookies as always, but however, before we get there, again, if you're curious on how this works, there is this lovely information icon here where Cuckoo Town Square's Error Busters happens. Face monsters, fix errors in the Cuckoo Town Square. As an Error Buster, you have to deal damage to monsters to earn points, bust these monsters, collect these points, and become the ultimate Error Buster. There are total of 2 seasons. All right, so we're on season 2. Error Buster seasons cookies. In Error Busters, you cannot use your team of cookies as you'll be provided with special season cookies. Every player will have the same stats as season cookies, have fixed levels and promotion ranks. This game mode is not affected by external buffs, so keep that in mind. For the list of cookies available, we'll check that out here shortly. Error Busters swapping cookies. Selecting cookies in Error Busters requires both luck and strategy. We'll break some of that down here. A total of 5 cookies are selected randomly when entering the battle. You can swap a surviving cookie with another one when you reach the cookie swapping point. The battle will continue after selecting a cookie to swap within the time limit. If you do not select a cookie or select the current surviving cookie, the cookie will remain in the team and have their HP restored. Select cookies you want in your team to bust those errors. Now, additionally here, bug fixes, my friends. Defeating monsters in Error Busters grants you bug fix points. Acquiring bug fix points are displayed in the gauge in the upper left, and completing it allows you to select a bug fix effect. You can select one bug fix effect that helps you in battle out of the 3 within the time limit. A random effect will be selected if time runs out, so don't forget that. Bug fix points are applied only for the duration of a single round. Select effects that will make your team stronger. Rewards: data fragments. Attacking monsters and Error Busters will drop data fragments, and these you can use to upgrade your passive effects. We'll talk about that here in a second. Upgraded passive effects are applied for the entirety of season 1 and 2. Keep that in mind. Golden Beetle coins deal damage to enemies. Error Busters to get these golden beetle coins. We'll talk about that here in a second. Protocol upgrades. This is new from the previous Error Busters. This is in season 1 and 2. Use data fragments to upgrade your protocols, protocol effects, attacks, and I'll talk about this in a second. So protocol upgrades are still the same. It's the protocol augmentation that's new. So use protocol data fragments to augment your protocols. Depending on the augmented effects, you can activate a set bonus for combinations of 2 to 5 effects. So we'll talk about that in a second. Battle effects. The following effects are activated in Cuckoo Town Square's Error Busters. Healing -65, HP shield -65, enemy debuff resist +40%. If you apply passive skill to an ally, the skill is applied once you first assign them to your team. So keep these things in mind. I think a lot of players forget about the battle effects. It does make a pretty big difference and can. So let's go ahead and give you some key tips and tricks here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the cookies. So first and foremost, we do have our protocols that carry over. The big 2 that I've definitely focused on are attack and crit. We'll continue to focus on those 2. HP is not bad. You want to get enough just to kind of get through, and we'll talk a little bit about that here for season 2. And then additionally, in terms of our augments, I really like this layout here, giving me crit damage, and attack. So I'm focused between these ones specifically. I'm on crit here, I'm on crit here, I'm on attack here, and attack here. I'm not leveraging any of the health ones. So that is my strategy. That is how I got to the top 1% as well. And we're going to continue to play that out here for season 2. So I wanted to showcase that for you. Now, a couple things here. Additionally, in terms of the health that I'm mentioning, season 2, these bosses, at least so far, tend to be a little bit harder up until you get to the final run. What do I mean by that? They can hit a little bit harder. Survivability or cookies seems to be a little bit more tough. Again, the makeout is just that when it comes to some of those cookies as well. We'll talk about that again here in a second. So you may want to add just a little bit more in the HP out of the gate, but I would still kind of stack attack and crit. I kind of see this probably, if we think about it in terms of the 30s, you probably get the first 30 levels in season 1 on both crit and attack, and then HP maybe 15. We're going to try and double that in terms of proportion here in season 2. That's a consideration for you. And then we also have to remember, in terms of high score and ranking, all the other players that have been playing this have this carried over, which helps them into season 2. Now, again, it does take a series of luck and some of the right strategy with the cookies in order to continue to maintain on top of your protocols. It does make a difference. So let's go ahead here and talk about some of these cookies quickly. So here, in terms of what's happening, we do have some different ones that you'll see here relative to last time. Some of the big things to call out here: we still have Rebel Cookie. This one is definitely key. I'll talk about that in a second. We do lose our friend Creme Brulee. So our massive damage dealer and boss dealer is gone. And frankly, I was personally expecting this as well. And if you weren't thinking that that was going to happen, then good for you, I guess. Understandably, this does definitely change your strategy and pieces here for season 2. I will come back with another more defined guide. This is our overview and key pieces in terms of those things, and certainly, again, sharing some of those tips and tricks. So key parts here: Rebel Cookie is definitely still key. So why do we say that? Running through this in terms of the bosses, at least for the first couple waves and stages, whatever you want to call it, areas, tend to be different. So keep that in mind. They are different, but the last run is the same. So what are we saying? The ones that hit, if you don't take them down before they hit their red bars and go all out on you and go berserk, we want to make sure that you do have that Rebel Cookie. You want to stay on that 30% cooldown so that you can keep casting and not have to worry about the K count. So like to call those pieces out there for you as well, so that you can keep that in mind in terms of some going into it strategies. I say that because some of those these pieces right here we go. Your lovely bug fix effects are a little bit different. Some of the ones to pay attention to is this periodic damage to enemies. This is a new one. You'll notice that I don't necessarily have it on my team. I'm bringing this up specifically for you because what you do want to consider is, if you look at this, we got tons and tons of poison stacking here in terms of our epics. So that is a good consideration. We still have Linzer in there as well. We also have a nice stack when it comes to electric type damage. So we got Stormbringer. We also have in here Twizzly. On top of that, we got Black Lemonade. Where are you, Black Lemonade? I know you're in here because I remember seeing you. There you are. And we got Crit here as well. So those are two kind of ideas that I want to share with you as you try and progress and get to that top 1% or score high currently in Airbuster Season 2. Those are all some key tips and tricks. So before we go into the next portion of today's video, which is going to be a run to close this thing down because we love doing this event, we gave you some of the overview, some of the different changes, some of the things that carried over, and some key tips and tricks there when you need to consider your team building skills, those kinds of things to help you succeed here in Airbusters Season 2. If you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know because I'd love to hear from you, and feel free to join us in our Discord server, an amazing community, my friends. We'd love to see you, and I'd love to see your high scores. Additionally, other great ways to stay connected. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, so last piece here before we go for a run, don't forget your shop. You can go in here, you can get these things right here, cream crystals, boom, let's go, because we need that cream ferret if you're looking for that. If you need some choco chalk, right here, my friends, all good things for you to keep in mind and consider. And don't forget these right here, the radiant biscuit dough as well, because we do have an advantage with that right now. So all right, let's get into it. We're going to run. We're going to keep this stuff the way it is. Ideally here, the other tip and trick that I'll give you is you do want to keep reshuffling. If you want to figure out that strategy, again, right now I'm going to prioritize Rebel Cookie if I can. And then we've kind of been tweaking between Poison and the Lightning. Certainly that's going to depend on what you hit here and how you want to think about it. So we have Stormbringer and we have Rockstar. I may stay with this actually and take that risk. If we can get these two replaced, that will be key. Ideally, Twizzly. We'll keep the speed on for now. If not, we'll go Twizzly, Black Lemonade, and then that gives us our entire electric team plus Rebel Cookie there. So let's go for it, my friends, because that is exactly what we want to do here in terms of our strategy and in terms of how we're going to run through Airbusters Season 2. There we go. Now, allies cooldown, we can go with HP recovery or amplify buff. That's not terrible. We'll go with the cooldown with defeated pieces here. I still really much like the move speed as well. You heard me talk about that our top 1% guide. We got bomber magic cookies. Whenever a charge or defense cookie uses their skill, heals 20%. Not terrible. That's pretty good. I kind of like the bomber and magic cookie attack plus for now, so let's go with that. All right, here is a tough choice because I really like Sherbet. We're going to drop our crit though, which I don't want to do, so I'm going to stay with this for now. Again, a little bit of luck. So range and ambush cookies, again, that would have been really nice on the other one. We'll stick with this. I don't have range or ambush. However, we like to think about our short and long-term builds here. Getting away from this one might be a little bit better. The shield is nice on PV. However, I'm going to go here for a little bit more attack as well. There we go, and buffs. So now we got Snapdragon. We can go with Lightning or Summon a Meteor. I'm going to go with Snap because I want the additional buffs and the additional healing. Again, that gives us an opportunity to maybe drop some other things. Just bad luck here for us in terms of some of these other cookie choices, at least for now. All right, here's the cooldown. So now we got the cooldown. If we can get Rebel Cookie, that's going to be key. Trying to get through this quickly is a big difference as well. Oop, here we go. We can add the Night Fairies. We got HP shield for the first second. Let's grab the fairies. Get some additional damage in, hopefully. All right, time for the Royal Gardener. And there you go. You can see Stormbringer just absolutely wrecking here. We don't need the bug fix effect, so that cools down anything else that's on a timer. I don't like that one. Restore 30% of allies' HP if you need it. The big one here for us is the damage to bosses. That's key later on as you get through these waves. So here again, we're going to stick with Rockstar. Unfortunate we haven't been able to swap anything else yet. Some bad luck, as we like to say, right? There we go. All right, so now we have cookies. We got HP obtain. I'm going to go with this one over here. Now, again, we're doing this because we want to keep that supercharge on, my friends. That is why I have all the crit stack. Oh, again, Stormbringer. We haven't had any great swaps. All right, we can change out all the epic or lower cookies. That's a big thing to do. We would lose a ton of stuff here. It's a big risk for us. If we run that, charge and defense cookies gain 1,000 stacks up. We're gonna go with this instead. I don't want to take the risk because I didn't want to lose Rockstar. Now, sometimes it is fun to do that, right? But today, we're going to stick with this for now. Because I do think we can beat our previous high score, by the way. All right, here we go. So now we got Rockstar still with Black Lemonade. So we have Black Lemonade here. I'm still going to stick to my guns and go with Rockstar here. This is where these things can get tricky. We haven't hit anything great elsewhere. Now, here's the cooldown decrease equally to increase move speed, which is great, but you want to have that move speed increase. The 30% crit is absolutely where we want to be. That's going to help offset some of the Rockstar stuff, actually. So that would have been a decent swap at that point, potentially for us to go to Black Lemonade. But again, you'll see that the big damage dealer really for us now is, at least for now, in this run, Stormbringer. Stormbringer makes a huge difference, and if you can get around and go with that electric type build, it's going to make a huge difference. Here we go. This is what we needed. So now we have Twizzly. So we got 2 of the 3 components, actually 3 of the 4, almost 5 if we can get to Rebel Cookie here. It's going to be tough though, because we're right towards the end. So again, we're still going to get all that other key pieces here with the crit up. Here we go against the paper puppet. One of the things that I found with the last several bosses, if you can get through nicely, these things still aren't, they're not really harder to take down relative to what they were before, which is nice. You got to get there though. All right, here we go, my friends. We got the clock, and we have on top of that, we got to take this thing down before it gets to that red space, or we're going to be in trouble. Oh, it's going to be real close. Oh no, we didn't get through. The puppet's going to get us. We need one more hit. And that is how it goes. Now, the good news here is we did increase our score, which is great. We started to build down the path. You saw some of the decision making, which is perfect, that I'm trying to get to as always. So with that, my friends, that is our run for today. That is everything in terms of our guide. We got some great other pieces. The other thing to remember is don't forget to use the plus 100% data fragments so that you can continue to build out your pieces here. We did move up from 44% to the top 38. Definitely can get in there and do a little bit better. If you're curious on the rankings, you can see these pieces right here. You can go over the rewards to see what score that you need to get in the top 5%. Right now, you need about 500,000. You need to get over $1.5 billion to get to that top 1%. So all these great, amazing things to keep in mind, great rewards as well for you here as you go after that top 1% town square master buster, just like me. With that, that concludes today's episode as we broke down a ton of things here for you in Error Busters Season 2. If you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know, because I love to hear from you and would love to see you in our amazing community and Discord server, my friends. Post those scores, as we like to say. With that, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. And thank you to all of our members as always. We do have memberships available to you. We also have a swag and merch store that you can check out and a ton of affiliate links. All great ways to support. And don't forget my socials, @me, chat me, stay connected, my friends. With that, we'll see you again soon. One of my favorite events, Error Busters, as always. Enjoy, my friends, and keep on running.